It's been a very long time since I've done a deconstruction after dark. It's been quite a few years, actually. But I think a point needs to be re-stressed. So I've gone through many things that are part of the core failings of Christianity. But there's something that needs to be restated because we're running up. Anybody else a far-seeing person? We are running headfirst into the kind of ways of being. It's nothing new, but it's a ratcheting up of the murderousness and the justified through propaganda murderousness that requires me to say again what I'm going to say, what I'm about to say, because the people who are suborning the murderousness, the cruelty, infinite cruelty, they are in part the Christians. And the conservatives who part of their conservative ideology is based in and out of Christianity, American Christianity. I'll limit it there. But I think an additional core failing of Christianity, you guys know that I've been hammering away at the base of Christianity, been breaking up the soil around the monument that is the system that Christianity is. Because I've told you all guys before that, Christianity is really a part of the beast system. It's one of the heads of the metaphorical dragon, the beast. Christianity is part of that. It's needed in order to have the kind of mind control that the other aspects of that system required to be functional. Because you need obedience, unquestioning obedience from a large enough percentage of the populace that whatever evils you are doing, it goes unquestioned. And if it is questioned, you have enough individuals, even if it's just that slim majority, that pushes back against like critical thinking and like a rational thought, like, hey, this is wrong, that you can continue on being evil and doing evil. And you can, in fact, point out to individuals as a selling point that you are achieving the goals of their religion, that you are only in the end making them safe, that you are only in the end prioritizing and privileging their religion, their ideals, so that they will be quiet as you do everything that is opposite and in your power to harm, kill, steal, and destroy, as you are as you are the antithesis, the Antichrist that they so fear. And the only reason you get to be the Antichrist, the only reason you get to be the beast, is because those that should be conscientious objectors, who should be sitting on the watchtower that Christians like to talk about, looking off into the distance, those who are far-seeing and seeing the coming storms. Instead, Christianity is asleep at the wheel. It's actually drunk. It's not even sleep. It's drunk at the wheel of so many people's lives and their worldview. They don't even know it. And so I'm wrapping back around again on this controversial Tuesday to talking about something that's extremely controversial if you're a Christian. And I am, again, hammering at the edifice, at the system, at the stone statue that Christianity has become. And it is literally an idol. It's idolatry. It is the living manifestation of idolatry. And if you try to fight that idolatry, it seeks to assassinate you, to get rid of you, because it's just too important a cog in the will of the beast system. It's just too important to the very foundation of what, and I'll just stick to America is, that it is needed. It is more than an opiate. I will say this. It is more than an opiate. It is literal mind control. But let me get back to my original point, because this is supposed to be shorter than it is now. One of the core failings of Christianity is the fact that it has ensured, has canonized, and it is built upon the foundation of a person still sacrificing something else besides their will in order to get that, eternal reward. I call it the cookie. That, end of life insurance has purchased you because you believe in what you cannot see and what you cannot hear. Or at least what you can hear and see, no one else can validate. And I'll exclude those people who will come in and say, I told the future. I believe it was the God that everybody else is talking about who told me this future. That I'll have to continue to deal with. But the core failing of Christianity, and the reason why it is failing now and is failing humans now, is because, as I will continue to argue, and if I was able to have a hand in restructuring Christianity, Christians would learn from the teachings of Christ, right? But being taught that there is yet still something else beyond themselves that had to be sacrificed, or that has to be sacrificed for their sins to be washed away, it would not exist. Yet human beings being asked to be uniquely and solely good, they create a bunch of laws around that. And when they are not uniquely and solely good, they sacrificed something else beyond themselves. They sacrificed animals. Strangely and oddly, similar to other religions, belief systems, and using animal sacrifice. But I'll let that go for now. And so they sacrificed animals. And then we find ourselves far to the forward, if you're just speaking from the Bible standpoint, a human being is sacrificed, and their blood is allegedly spilt to wash away the sins of humans. For those who would at least accept it. Because they accept and agree to acknowledge that person existed who was sacrificed, and that the God who they claim to be speaking about and on behalf of exists, and that death served the foundation of their salvation, they get to be forgiven. They get that eternal cookie. The problem is, though, with all of that, is that the human being still gets away with not having to put their own will on the altar, on that metaphorical altar, and sacrificing that. People will say, but no, that's not true. You still got to change, blah, blah, blah. No, you got the blood there. Got that sacrifice of a human being, which puts you in the position of not really changing and yet still being rewarded with an eternal existence. So I'll argue forever until the upside down is right side up, that human beings must sacrifice their will and must sacrifice nothing else.